Randy, what do you make of it?
Wow, that's my reaction. It's just being in that camp before. I was in that locker room when Spygate was being talked about. But now we fast forwarded a few years later, being able to say it's another black eye for the Patriots. True or false? The camera was there. They got caught. And to me, it's more like, okay, Bill Belichick didn't own up to it, but somebody has to really own up to this because, like I say, this will be the third black eye really under Bill Belichick. And to me, going into a situation with a camera, knowing that they've had the history, like, what are you doing? Who's at fault?
What are we doing?
So I think that, somebody needs to the finger pointing start. Somebody needs to come to the forefront because I'm telling you, there is a black eye over the New England Patriots franchise.
That was my first reaction, Sam. I mean, who thought this was a good idea? All right, they've denied it, and Bill said that he has nothing to do with Kraft Productions. And I know Kraft Productions, and they're a separate part of the building, but however, Kraft Production is under the umbrella, which is the New England Patriots, so it looks bad. With everything good that's going on with the organization this year in terms of the celebration of the NFL 100, talking about Bill Belichick as one of the best coaches of all time, him and Saban this week talking about their philosophies and why they're such great coaches, and then you get this. And all it does is open up that wound and open up that scab so everybody can just say they're cheaters once again. What were we thinking? I'm a member of the New England Patriots for my entire career, and I'm thinking, what were you thinking that this was a good idea to bring in a camera crew? Still, you want to do your job series? I've seen it with the video personnel, with Jim Whalen and the training staff. They're good little pieces, yes. But this was the wrong idea to do it. They weren't thinking what it would perceive, how the optics were. And I don't blame the league, and I don't blame anyone out there that reopens all of this stuff and give you an easy opportunity to call the New England Patriots cheaters because of all their success, because the way it looks is terrible. And I don't like the way it looks, and I'm disappointed that someone didn't have the awareness in that organization not to go through and say, wait a second, maybe we shouldn't do this because it doesn't look good.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't help the narrative. The investigation, as Adam said, is still ongoing. You hope at some point somebody asks the questions, why do you need 8 minutes of B-roll on their sideline? Anyway, that seems a little aggressive, but of course, Bill Belichick has come out and said it had absolutely nothing to do with actual football operations. The thing here is, Matt, this is such a distraction in a week where, like, it's not a normal Patriots December year where they've kind of got things figured out and this is just a side distract. They've got a lot of issues, and their main issues today are on the field.
Yeah, none of that actually is an issue to me personally. I actually don't think that's a big deal. What's a big deal and concerning to me is the lack of explosives in their offensive game. They look stale on offense right now. They've got to create things with flea flickers and halfback passes just to create some offense. So to me, that's really the only thing that the Patriots need to be concerned with right now.
Well, I mean, one thing, they don't have to be concerned with the Cincinnati defense. It's like the dead last in the NFL outside of Arizona. So they should get right today. If they don't, they got real issues. And we've talked about it. Look, everybody's late to the party. I've talked about it really for 2 years. By the way, they won the Super Bowl last year. About how horrible this, they don't have the weapons anymore. All right? But this is really the first time that I can honestly say that, look, Tom's not necessarily Tom anymore either. Man, these hits add up. And when you consider what's he played, 17 years as a starting quarterback in the league, add 2 more years with all the playoff games he's played. Like, these hits eventually,
the Patriots, you've been saying this, and we all agree, they need to reinvent themselves offensively. They need to look different the rest of the way. What they've been doing in the past is no longer going to get them where they want to go. They need, whether it's an extra lineman, they got to find ways to run the football. They need some creativity, help these receivers with routes all the way across the field instead of just straight and stop, like all that kind of stuff. And you've been saying it, but if they don't reinvent themselves, they won't be back in the Super Bowl, and that's going to be just that's really what's going to be disappointing.
That's especially hard to do when Julian Edelman's beat up like the way
Let me say this. Everything starts up front. We always talk D-line, O-line. The offensive line from the New England Patriots got to find a way to play better. Some championships up front for the New England Patriots. Up front, they need to play better.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, more analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+. We'll see you there.